What's going on, everybody? Payneblade back here again from server 1 representing IC, and guys, it's finally here, the brand new Itachi EF banner that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. I know everyone's been saving Shino coins for this, so let's get into it and explain to you why he and his accompanying partner are definitely worth pulling for. Now, this is actually a perfect extra fragment summon banner in terms of storyline. You guys all know that Kirin and Itachi do the final fight in this exact form, so this is fantastic that they put these two together. Kirin is still one of the best OG buffers slash nukers for T units, and it's pretty invaluable, to be quite honest, in a lot of content. And Itachi, of course, in my opinion, is still one of the best characters, if not the best character in the game due to his buffs. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and go through this with you guys and explain to you why it's worth definitely summoning for the two characters. So first and foremost, if you're brand new to this game, the drop rates for EF banners are worth it. Now I'm going to bring out another video very soon to explain how summoning works in this game and the marketing strategy behind it and how you should be summoning and not pulling on every banner. Okay, so that's coming soon, but I'm going to explain to you why this EF is great. Number one, to get a 4-star, it's almost double the rate. You get 0.1%. So that's actually fantastic. So there's a higher probability of pulling a 4-star, which is incredible, and you only have 2 URs in this pool rather than all the URs, so you're only guaranteed to get either Itachi or Kieran, and you can't go wrong with either of these units. And then of course the 3-star is up to 1.4%, which is incredible in comparison to what the regular banners are, right? If you want to compare it to the regular banners, let's take a quick look here. The drop rates for a 4-star is 0.47%, 0.006 even for other units, and look how many URs there are in here, right? There's quite a bit to pull for. While in the EF you only get 2, and then 0.66 for the unit, 0.082 for other units. So again, it's double the rates almost for everything else, and again, you eliminate from getting anything else but the 2 featured UR. So EF banners, guys, is the way to go for any player nowadays, especially for ones who are free-to-play players. Whales and dolphins, of course, these are your bread and butter, but this right here is going to be practically for the rest of the population. So what makes Itachi and Kirin so good? So let's go into it and explain to you why you should be pulling for this banner, right? So we'll start off with the man of the hour. We'll start off with Itachi. Okay, so Itachi, in my opinion, again, is one of the best characters. They're both T units. Itachi, first off, has pretty damn good tribes. He's got all 2 of them, 2-man tribes, and hopefully that changes eventually. But they're actually decent looking, and they're actually decent damage and buffs, so not bad for 2-man. I still hate 2-man tribes, so I ignore that part of it. But also the fact that link bonus-wise, you kind of need the Akatsuki here, so make sure you guys have these if you're going to be pulling for them. Also, a lot of these guys you can get from the shop nowadays. The only one you can't right now is get Data Sublime, but everything else here can be purchased from the Shinobi Exchange shop if you need it, and most of them are pretty easy to get, and they just added Pain recently as well too. So the only one that's really a struggle here for his link bonus is going to be Data Sublime, which you need to pull. Outside of that though, let's look at what makes Itachi pretty much probably one of the best characters in the game. First off, his skills, right? Susanoo, every time you do it, first off, it's for 3 turns, which means you'll never lose rotation. It'll constantly keep coming back up, so it's almost unlimited turns for these buffs to stay up. So he's an AoE nuke, exactly like Kirin is. He does the exact same extra damage to D units, which is incredible, so pretty much good for all content. He also, though, boosts all allies attack by 15.9% at level 96, and boosts all allies crit rate by 16.9%. so this is one of the better jutsus out there in terms of buffs. It gives you everything you need in one, and it gives it to you for 3 turns, which means, like, again, you won't lose that rotation for a very long time. Alright, so his second skill, on the other hand, boosts all allies guard rate by 24.75%, which is insanely high, guys. So he is great for not only offense, but he's also fantastic for defense. So something you really want to have on your team, especially when doing things like Abyss or ATB and stuff, if you're getting one shot, right? Of course, he's got the HP increase L, so he is pretty tanky. And then his regular activation for trait is he gives you a guard rate for active allies at the start of the turn, and he gives you guard suppression rate for 14.85%. And then he also, for his LB2, increases crit rate again by 14.75%, so it stacks with his Jitsu, and also increases your crit damage by another 6% at the start of the turn, so making everyone's crit hit harder. So I mean, he's already giving you like 30% crit rate alone from that, from this, and his Jitsu for the active allies, and all allies get an extra 15% anyways. So this is actually an incredible trait. So this alone makes Itachi number 1, probably one of the best buffers in the game, and number 2, he's a perfect all-around character for survival and damage, and at the same time he's also giving you guys a ton of AoE damage as well too. So you guys can see any of my arena matches, he's always on my team. He does this way too much to ignore. His vitality as well too is the 1000 at the start of the second turn, so which means at the second turn pretty much he's doing unlimited jutsus anyways. If you don't have side, this is a fantastic thing to have. And at the same time, if you guys are doing the SR heavy event, you should be collecting his talisman and scroll awakenings and doing this, because they use the same one. They both use the faith one. So this is what SR heavy currently drops for new players. If you have criminal Itachi, this is the time to pull him and start using those SR heavy faith scrolls and awakening scrolls to get them all the way up like this. Okay, that's your main goal. So that makes Itachi one of the best characters, if not my favorite character in the game. Kieran, now this is my first 5-star ever, and there's a good reason behind him. Number one, he has many good he has one of the best single man tribes for tanking. So if you, this is a fantastic one for something like Abyss, and I know someone like Blue, for example, who's one of the top players in the world, uses this as well too all the time as his main go-to tribe for Abyss to survive and pretty much finish it. So a lot of people who are looking for a very good D damage dealing slash buffing tribe, this is one of the better ones out there. Plus the 3 units are actually not bad. And then of course the link bonuses here, you need to get old school Kakashi, so you can get him from the 1-star shop. You can also get a Richimaru there. Kabuto is easy to get, Sugetsu is easy to get, and Kirin you can actually also, I believe, get there. Same with Jugo. Let's go back and see if Kirin is actually there before I say that. Real quick, guys, let's go back to Shinobi Exchange and let's see if I can find her. Okay, so Kakashi I already showed you guys right there. Let's see if they added Kirin. I don't know if they did actually. Maybe I should take that back. They may not have added her. Is she here? Is she here? No, she's not. So you have to actually pull for Kirin. Okay, so a lot of people are missing her. If you don't have her, not the end of the world, to be honest. He's still really good with what he has there. But yeah, so she's the only other one you actually have to pull for. Okay. Now, what makes Sasuke Kirin such a good unit is the fact that he's actually a great buffer, and he works really, really well with Itachi. If you see my team here, actually, real quick, for Arena, I actually have them put together. See right there. So they work extremely well off each other, guys. So highly recommend putting them together. And don't be mistaken, this is not the SR Kirin which has a tribe with him. This is the UR Kirin which does not have a tribe with him. So they're perfect together for Arena as well, especially for Arena actually. So let's go to the Shinobi Exchange and let's actually talk about Sasuke Kirin. Sorry, the Shinobi list. So his skills, okay, so he doesn't have the AoE creep damage, but he does do quite a bit of damage still. The big thing for him is he has the paralyze, right? So he does paralyze on all active enemies for 1 turn. He also lowers active enemies damage reduction rate for 23%. So unlike Itachi, who buffs you, he actually debuffs the enemy, so which is a really, really good thing to have together. Then of course he does the extra damage to the D unit Shinobis, so they're both nukes for tanking. This is my Vendetta, fantastic S2, lowers all enemies damage reduction rate by 12.85%, and this is all enemies, guys, not active enemies, right? So everybody will have this debuff, and it's really, really good to have, especially in PvE events and also PvP. Of course, he's got the HPL, and then Absolute Authority, he boosts all active allies attack rate by 17.7%, and then he also boosts all active allies damage increase rate by 18.18% at the start of his turn, which means essentially he buffs anybody in that same rotation as him until he leaves by quite a bit, guys. So this here was one of the best buffs out back in its days, and it still stands true as one of the better buffs out there now. So Sasuke Kirin, still one of the best buff units in the game and debuff units in the game that's out there, and he still hits really hard. He also does benefit from the SR heavy awakening orbs, so if you can still do those and you want to split between him and Itachi and you have the awakening orbs, that's where you want to do it. But still, Itachi should be your #1 focus on buffing that for sure. All right, and Sasuke also has the exact same setup for the chakra. The chakra and the vitality. So definitely get this up maxed out, and you'll be doing unlimited juices anyways every turn after the second turn if you don't have Sai. So guys, this is a perfect EF banner to summon for. Highly, highly recommend it. Either or character is fantastic. Aim for Itachi, obviously, but if you get Kirin, you pretty much have one of the best buffers in the game. All right, guys. So put on the Shino coins in there. Wait for the next video to come out. I'm going to explain to you the marketing strategy behind pulling and how you should be summoning going forward, so I don't see the word shaft come up every single time, and we'll talk about that whole thing soon. Alright guys, this is Payne. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.